Today, I'm going to be doing a Wind Waker Randomizer, but unlike usually where I just run around trying to find every item without a strategy, I'm going to be doing it competitively. So, I have normal tournament settings on, and I'm going to see if I can beat an entire Wind Waker Randomizer in under 2 hours. That means every single trick, strategy, etc. will be implemented, including trying to read the logic, which I'll get into later, to get through this whole thing. This is going to be the entire VOD, by the way, so let's get into this randomizer in 3, 2, 1, go. Jumping right into this, you're going to be noticing that there is 131 locations available right now. First two being on Outset Island, which we're going to check right away. Now, I'm not starting off with any special items. I don't have a sword, and we're pretty much starting off completely blank. Now, a couple of things I want to clear out immediately. First of all, what is tournament settings? What is this? What is the idea, etc.? Well, every single year, there is a tournament in the Wind Waker community that anyone can join, including you at home, if you want to do randomizers. 50 rupees, nice. Where basically, you will do a randomizer, and you will do a randomizer race, and whoever beats it first, proceeds onto the tournament. Classic. But Wind Waker randomizers can be very random, and they can be very long. So there is a couple of locations that are not included in this randomizer, and those are specifically the longest, most tedious ones, like salvaging treasures, or, watering the trees or trading with the Goron. So some of the absolute longest checks are not included in this randomizer, but for the most part, most of the main ones, like all the dungeons, overworld checks, mail, ghost ship, I mean, you can see right here the random chests on Outset, etc. All of these are included. So it still includes the vast majority of all the checks in the game, and we have to get through them as quickly as possible. Now, because these settings usually stay the same in between each tournament, that means that you can kind of build up strategies for more optimally checking what items you have and where. So you can kind of build up your own little bit of a route and different routes, and that helps out a lot. So right there, we just got 50 rupees and a Tingle chest. Another thing you're going to notice that I usually try and avoid when I'm doing my major randomizers that you probably have seen is I'm going to be doing more glitches. And that is just to speed up the route, because when you have no items at the start, there are some really fast locations that you can do with... you can do with glitches. Okay, so we got the Forest Pearl. That's really good. So we're going to get that immediately. Then we're going to go out here. Perfect. Okay. So now we're done with Outset, and we're going to move on to the next one. So I'm going to go to the bottom right corner to try and do Glyph Plateau and also Bird's Peak. Also, when I warp right here, you're going to notice that 4 dungeons are going to be highlighted, and those dungeons right there are guaranteed to have a Triforce piece reward for the heart container. So in a Wind Waker randomizer, there are 8 Triforce pieces. 4 of them are located as the heart piece reward for beating a dungeon, and 4 of them will be completely random anywhere in the game. So it just kind of means that you have a guaranteed couple of dungeons you have to do, so you don't just get lucky, find all the overworld items immediately, and then you don't have to do any dungeons. So that means that we do know we have to minimum do those 4 dungeons, which is really good. There are still randomized items in the other dungeons, but usually those will not be necessary, so we should be good there. We also got a letter here. This should be from Kamali's father. And we got the bait bag. Okay. Fortunately, it doesn't really lead to anything good, but that's okay. Yes, I am also doing a blue tunic. It's just my favorite color for the randomizer. It's a little bit easier to not use a custom model, because then you can see more easily my visuals when I'm doing glitches. So right here is the first glitch. This right here is called storage. I've explained this 1,000 times, but if this is your first time watching the channel, long story short, by diving with the Wind Waker in your hand in midair and then canceling it right before you land on the ground, you will get a glitch called storage. And storage can do a couple of things. One of the main effects of storage is that you will be able to... Wait, you can't kill him with this? Uh-oh. Ooh, I actually have to come back. I completely forgot. I'm so used to having the sword here. I actually don't know if I can take him down right now. Ooh, that's unfortunate. Okay, I'm gonna have to do a reroute on the fly. So usually, that most likely item for you to find is the sword early on. So I'm so used to having the sword, I actually have to go around. That's okay. Anyways, we can reroute that on the fly because we already got the bait bag, so that is totally fine. Anyways, what we're going to do then, if we cannot go to the bottom right immediately, is we're going to go to Windfall. Windfall has the most amount of item checks possible in the game, so we're going to go there. This should also show you, by the way, what you kind of have to do on the fly, because usually when I would make a highlights video for the main channel, you wouldn't normally see this. Like, if I went here and I made this mistake, I would normally cut this out. But one of the main reasons I wanted to do the full VOD here is because, one, I wanted to show you kind of behind the scenes, and two, if you do like these sort of things, then we did just relaunch the VOD channel, which is in the description of the video. If you want to check it out, the third VOD just went up, and we're going to be uploading a VOD either every week or every other week. So stay tuned for that. But either way, now when we're at Windfall, I'm going to rescue Tingle, and while I'm in this cutscene, we'll just have a little bit of spare time, which is very nice. Now, when it comes to trying to do as optimal of a randomizer as possible, I'm hoping for a couple of items and a couple of different things. First of all, I definitely want a combat item. If it's not the sword itself, power bracelets, then I'm hoping for like a bow, a hookshot, maybe the boomerang, but preferably not. Bow, there we go. Okay, yeah, like I said, I'm hoping for like a bow or the hookshot or bombs. Hookshot can kind of work. Skullhammer also works pretty nice as a replacement. Just anything that can really help when it comes to dealing damage. So that actually helps out quite a lot. So at least now I have something to fight with. So now if I were to go back down to the bottom right there, I will be able to now do the strat I was intending to do in the first place. So that is really nice. Here I'm going to talk to Miss Marie, and this is going to start the quest with the killer bees. While you're running around with the killer bees, there's also a couple of other item checks you can do, which should be really good. So we're going to go out here, and then I'm going to make it the day. So we're going to play Song of Passing, and there we go. Beautiful. Okay. Now, even though we don't have the longest item checks in the game, right, that I mentioned earlier, you would still think that sub 2 hours is still an incredibly fast seed, and you're absolutely right. Getting under 2 hours is still very difficult, even without, I mean, having minimum 4 dungeons you have to do, possibly more, and still having 100+ item checks in Overworld is still a lot of item checks that would take most people a lot of time. And as we start getting items, you're going to notice, because I'm going to be saying every one of my thoughts out loud, you're going to be noticing that I'm going to be talking a lot about trying to read the seed or read the logic. So there isn't any way you can guarantee yourself to know where something is, but because there's a logic in randomizers, and what that means in simple terms, if you don't know, by the way, is to make sure you're not locked out of beating a randomizer, right? There is a logic involved. For example, let's say that there is a cave that can only be accessed by exploding the entrance with a bomb. It wants to guarantee that a bomb cannot be placed in that cave, because if so, you would just be completely stuck and locked out of ever getting the bombs, right? So that's why there is a logic in place. Now, even though the logic obviously is very wide range, you can still make educated guesses and predictions where it is more likely to be. Because if you start looking, once you get a couple of more items and you're noticing a pattern of what items you're getting and where you're getting them, you can usually have a higher statistical chance of going somewhere where where the next item might be. So that is a lot of the strats is going to go into this. And you're, like I said, right now, I don't have a lot to say because I only have like really 1-2 good items. But as we continue to go through this, there's going to be a lot more that I'm going to be talking about. Thank you, Small Ant, for the 7 years and the resub. But either way, right now we're going to go to the side. I'm really hoping to find the sword soon, though. The sword is very much an important item to find. Sometimes a lot of the tournaments do start with a sword. I wanted to not start with one to make it just a little bit harder. I don't know why, but you know, usually when I do my randomizers on YouTube, I usually don't start with a sword. So I wanted to kind of follow along the normal randomizers that I would do online. So that's why I chose no sword. Iron Boots. Okay. Not that useful of an item. Iron Boots is only really necessary in Wind Temple, which we did not have as a required dungeon at the start at least. So most likely we'll need that, but we'll see. And then we also got double magic. Okay. Well, that will be pretty nice once we get the leaf. As many of you know, I've been working with Manscaped for a while now, and sometimes it's hard to budget for the new year, which is why I'm so excited to announce Manscaped's latest product, the Chairman Plus, the more affordable little brother to the Chairman Pro. Now, just because this package is more affordable doesn't mean that it's not a beast of a trimmer. It comes pre-equipped with a 3-blade foil shaver. It's incredibly flexible and easy to use and lets you get that perfect shave every time. And as you can see, no razor burns. But if you want to go for a more precise beard kind of look, then it's got you covered too. Because in the package comes the Precision Trimmer Blade Head. It's super easy to swap in between them. They literally just snap right in place with the magnets. It's also just a great general spec trimmer, like a 60-minute runtime, quick charging, and a travel lock feature. So, if you're looking for some new equipment, then you're in luck. Because if you go to manscaped.com/Linkus7 and use promo code Linkus, you will get 20% off your order plus free shipping. And they also got a 30-day money-back guarantee if you're not happy with the product. So what are you waiting for? Click the link in the description of this video. Check it out right now. Thank you so much, Manscaped, for sponsoring this video. But that being said, let's get right back into the video. Once we've gotten these main checks now on Windfall, we are going to be heading up here now, and we're going to be talking to Maggie, which gives us a free item, and we are also going to get the House of Wealth chest, which is right below. These will be the last 2 item checks that I will be getting a Windfall for now, because the other checks are night events, and they're quite slow and kind of auto-scroller-like, so do not want to go for those. Ghost ship chart. Okay, that's very interesting to get that one early. That is very interesting, because this is early game items, like I said. So getting that one early is very suspicious. So that's an easy example of, like, that tells me that something might be there. And we get our Triforce shard, okay. So definitely, immediately, I want to not wait too long to do the ghost ship. I'm going to wait a little bit and hope that I get the Deku Leaf, which will allow me to skip doing the ghost ship. You can kind of fly across it. But if I do not get the leaf yet, or soon, then I will probably just go to the ghost ship. So, immediately right now, I'm going to be heading to the left, which is Pawprint Isle. Now, Pawprint is a very quick island. There is no... And here is another important thing about doing optimal randomizers. If an island is as equally fast to do right now as later, you just want to do it immediately right out of the way. Because no matter how many more items I get, this island will not be sped up. The only thing that makes it faster is if you have bombs or power bracelets, and because you can get 2 more checks. And because I already have those, it means I don't have to wait. Fire and ice arrows. Okay, that will be very nice when we go back to Windfall later. So we got to remember that. Beautiful. Okay. So we got fire and ice arrows, so now we got some good combat already. Let's head down to Pawprint. Now, there are 4 items in here. 1 I cannot get because it is the grappling hook. 3 of them, though, I can get. 1 is always freestanding, and 2 of them can be accessed, like I said, with power bracelets or bombs. So the second you get any of those items, you want to go here. So we're going to get all 3 of these here. A bottle, okay. That could be useful if we want to go and save Grandma. So Grandma does have 1 item check, but she also gives you an infinite soup for infinite magic and hearts, which is really convenient if you have to do a lot of combat. So we might want to do that later. We got a second Tingle statue. Okay. That's a lot of Tingle statues early on. If you don't know, if you get 5 Tingle statues, you can go to Tingle Isle to get 1 item. So might want to check that out eventually. Got a wallet. Okay, and then I'm going to save and quit to get put back to the start quicker. I right away want to go and check the mailbox right now, because by getting the big wallet, you always get a letter in the mail from Tingle, or Beetle, sorry. And Beetle is like, hey, I got a bomb shop, and it's really expensive. It's a total scam, but it is an item, so it will be randomized. So let's see what we get here. The Skull Hammer, okay. Okay, Skull Hammer. Okay, that's actually really interesting. Okay, so, that is a big find, actually. Okay, I'm going to go Forsaken Fortress, actually. So Forsaken Fortress is actually a pretty fast one to go for. I will not be able to do Phantom Ganon or Helm Rock itself, but I can do all the other checks with one glitch and the Skull Hammer, which is really convenient. So I'm going to be doing that immediately. So the only thing I really can't do is enter Forsaken Fortress right now, which you can do by just doing what's called a Wind Waker dive right here. So by just walking off of this ledge and then taking out the Wind Waker, you will fall underneath the map, and then you can swim. Now, there is one item that I technically can't get yet, which is the jail cell. And here's a little tip if you ever want to do a randomizer. Even though I don't have the Hookshot or the leaf, which would let me go to the jail cell chest, a Floor Masters in Forsaken Fortress 2 actually throw you in jail just like a guard. So you can go into this room, get picked up by the Floor Master, he will throw you into jail. And not only is it really quick to go here, but we can actually take advantage of a beta feature. So the developers actually left in the switch from the beta development of the game, and normally you would never see it because it's kind of hidden out of the view. But if you have the bow and arrow, you can actually shoot it, and it actually opens up the... Oh my god, I can't aim. It actually opens up the jail cell. And then you can just leave without having to do the whole crawling space. Then we can go here. Let's see what item we get. Okay, so we get the Deku Leaf. Really good item as well. Okay, I'm going to wait to jump down then because I want to check this out. That is so evil, by the way, because if you don't know about that Floor Master to put you in the jail cell, you would be screwed to get that Deku Leaf, because otherwise I think a caster would only be able to get that if they find the Hookshot, which... Well, I guess we don't know where the Hookshot is, but if it's not in an easy location, that is an evil location for the Deku Leaf. Anyways, really good start so far. Definitely paying off going here early. Compass, not that great. Here's another thing. Actually, that brings me to a perfect other thing about trying to do optimized Wind Waker randomizers. So since every single dungeon will have a compass and a map, sometimes you will actually know that you can skip an item location without any risk. So there is in these randomizers, right, both a map and a compass in this one. And in some dungeons, obviously, there will be small keys and boss keys. But in this one, it's a map and compass. So let's pretend for a second that the next two chests that I'm about to open here do not have the map. That would mean that I know for certain that Phantom Ganon has the map and I don't have to fight him. Obviously, there's a higher chance and probability one of these will have the map and I'll still have to fight him. But that's just something you can kind of try and implement on the fly that will save you a lot of time. But either way, let's go in here. There's the map. Like I said, doesn't always work, but on a lot of randos, I mean, especially when you have to do every dungeon, probability-wise, probably one of them will be like that. All right, and then there's one more chest I can go for, which is here at the bottom. Another really nice thing, by the way, and convenient thing about doing Forsaken Fortress that I didn't mention, which comes back into optimal routing here. Forsaken Fortress 1 and 2 is always programmed to make it nighttime. It's always going to be night. So it is. So right now it's night outside, which is very convenient because since I wanted to do the ghost ship, I don't have to play Song of Passing, and I won't have to lose time playing it because it is already set to the time of day that I need. All right. It does mean, though, we'll come back here once I have the Master Sword. Then let's quickly open up the ghost ship chart. Where do we need to go? Diamond Step. Okay. Little bit of an unfortunate location. I would normally not want to go there until I have the... the Hookshot. However, while I'm over there, I might as well just go to Needle Rock. Needle Rock is right next to Diamond Step, and that is an item location you can do once you get fire arrows. So we can at least kind of hit like 2 birds in 1 stone. It will mean 1 additional sailing section here later on, though, to check out Diamond Step, because it is kind of a fast location. But it's not too bad since we got fire and ice arrows. So at least we can check out Needle Rock. Quick little other thing here to mention, by the way. You're going to notice that I'm doing something with my leaf here, or sail here, that's called sail pumping. So anytime you take out the sail, you get a little bit of a boost. If you look there, boom, Boom. So if you press A and then sail over and over again like this, then you get a small boost every single time, and it lets you just sail just a tiny bit faster to get through the ocean. Okay, right here, I'm going to leaf across here, and I'm doing something called leaf pumps. So I'm canceling and taking the leaf back out to get height. I don't have, I forgot I don't have a sword. Gonna pick up a few rupees here just in case, because there is a letter you can get that costs 200. There's a couple other things you might want to buy. Let's open this up. What do we get? Naira's Pearl. Okay. That is actually a good item to find, because we do have to do Tower of the Odds. So that actually was worth it. Nice. And as you can see, that was a perfect example, by the way, of trying to read the logic. So that was a educated guess. Obviously, like I said, it's still chance. It's still luck-based. But getting the ghost ship chart that early on usually indicates that the seed's logic intends for you to check it out. That's also why I want to do Needle Rock, because we got Fire and Ice Arrow so early on, which is very, very rare, especially before even finding something like a sword or more Triforce pieces or anything like that. So it tells me that most likely one of the islands that use the Fire and Ice Arrows are important, which would be this island. It would be Windfall, Fire Mountain, or Ice Ring. So there's like 4 or 5 islands that have a higher probability of having a good item here that we need. But this one was just the fastest to check since it was by the ghost ship, so we're gonna check this one first. Okay, there we go. I'm so used to doing spin attacks to check these quickly, but I can't, so I have to remember to pick them up. Okay, let's see, what do we get? Hookshot, okay. Well, there's your answer and how we... Wait, this is really good. We can go straight back down to Diamond Step. Wait, this is really convenient. Wait, this is awesome. Okay, immediately let's go down. Okay, so we don't even have to do the round trip to go back to Diamond Step. We'll lose maybe like, what, 10 seconds on the sailing section, but that's not bad. That's a great timing. Okay, beautiful. Okay, there is the answer, though, on how you would normally get the DQ leaf. Normally, to get the DQ leaf, you would have had to go there. Now, I understand that I've gotten a lot of good items already, and some of that is luck. However, this is another... Not only do we have educated guesses, right? But another thing you might notice is that we're 20 minutes in this randomizer, and I've already checked 22 locations. So I'm averaging more than 1 item location per minute. And that should really show you the power of why, when you do the optimal strats, you can have a chance at sub 2 hours. Because when you combine the most optimal checks with higher probability checks, you can just get through this so quickly. Okay. Let's go here. Go here. Then, to do a quick strat here, I need to equip the Skull Hammer. I think, if I remember correctly, you can break the lid with a Skull Hammer, right? Yes, okay. And then you can get a quick... Instead of going around this maze, by the way, if you roll in and do a jump slash, which you can do with the Skull Hammer right there, you can get on top of that fence and get this item really quickly. So you don't have to go all the way around into that pod right there. And then to go back, I just leaf around again. So that means that I can get both of these item checks really, really quickly. So there we go. Okay, let's see if the other item has anything good. No, platform chart. Not useful for us, but that is okay. All right. All right, so we need to start planning. So right now, with the items that I have... Okay. There isn't any super quick overworld checks that I can do right now. So my best course of action right now, believe it or not, is actually to go for Forbidden Woods. Forbidden Woods is very, very useful. And also, yes, this is live. But anyways, it is really useful to go Forbidden Woods. You might think that's shocking because I don't have a sword. But with the DQ leaf, You can enter Forest Haven early, or Forbidden Woods early. You do not have to have the grappling hook like it says. You can just go here, set the wind to be towards it, and then right as the kind of tornado comes around, you jump out and mash leaf. Now, to get around the whole dungeon, there's really no combat in Forbidden Woods, almost none of it. And for the combat that I do have, or for the doors, it can all be skipped with the use of the bow and arrows and the hookshot. So pretty much every single puzzle in this dungeon can be skipped by getting those items early. That's why the main item you get here usually would be the boomerang, because that's what lets you start skipping. So that's why this would be very useful to go for, even though it's not technically accessible, according to the logic, since I don't have the grappling hook. So let's go with this first item here, and this sword, okay. And now I'm very happy we went. Okay, so sword, immediately found that. Beautiful. Gonna make this even faster to get through it. Not the fire arrows. I'm gonna unequip that right away. Okay. As you can see, very much worth it. So if you don't know how the sword, by the way, works, or the bow and arrows for a randomizer, I'll just clarify it. So I'm sorry, I'm almost in shock. I never find my sword quickly. Anyone in chat can back me up on this. The sword's like the one item I never find. It's like the one thing that always takes me like an hour. Either way. All right, anyways, so sorry, I got stun locked from that. Either way. So what was I saying? Man, I was not expecting that. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so how does sword and bow and arrow and those work? So those are considered progressive based items. So what that means in reality is that there is 4 items that can have the sword. Because, you know, you don't want to have one check that is like Master Sword fully upgraded, and if you find it, then the 3 other become obsolete, or you downgrade by finding an earlier sword. So how the bow and arrow works, or how the sword works, is it just considered sword or bow, and then whenever you open the chest, it looks at your current upgrade, and if you don't have one, it's the first tier. And if you already have one, let's say I already have the Master Sword, then when I find a progressive based sword, it's just going to be the next upgrade to the Master Sword. So in theory, I'm assuming that the game did not intend for me to find this as my first sword check. Most likely there's an easier and quicker one in the overworld somewhere I haven't found yet. However, that doesn't really matter since they are progression based. So it's a really good tip to keep in mind when trying to break logic like this. And like I said, you might be wondering, why are you willing to break logic when you made this whole speech about, you know, like trying to follow logic and trying to read the logic? That's just because the only thing that breaks logic for this specific dungeon is I don't have the grappling hook, which doesn't really ruin anything. It doesn't really make a problem. It would be different if I was missing like 4 or 5 items to get here, because then I have absolutely no idea, and it's such a huge risk. It can be very likely maybe there's no good items in the dungeon whatsoever. But when you're only missing one thing like the grappling hook, I'm not really that worried about it. Okay, I need to think here. So you can get through this. It's been a while since I did this. Hold on. So you can get through this without the grappling hook. You want to shoot this down here. And then you want to leaf. Bam. Okay, and then it will re-grab it and it will go up. Okay, sorry, I had to think for a second because usually I don't do it in this order. Beautiful. Okay. So that is the way to do it without the grappling hook right there. Then we are going to use the leaf to unblock that jail cell right there. And yeah, we probably don't need the boomerang. I usually never end up getting it, so we should be fine there. Let's go through here. And here, we can skip all of this maze, by the way, if you don't know. I'm going to throw one bomb here. Going to pick up the bomb again. Going to break the second thing right there. And compass. Unfortunate. Not the best item to get, but that's okay. And we're going to check out the second one. And the map. Okay, so that means we can't skip any items at all throughout this. That is very unfortunate. One thing I am nervous about is finding the small key right here, actually. Finding the small key. I'm really hoping I find one right here, because otherwise I'm going to have to do a bunch of shenanigans to go down to the bottom, which I would prefer not to. Ooh, boy. Okay, Cabana Deed. Okay, so this is very sketchy right now. Okay. We might have to decide on a reroute here. I can't technically go down to the bottom, but it's something I really prefer to avoid. So let's go here. And then let's head over here and hope we get a good item right here. Okay. Thank you, by the way, Johnny, for the 5 gifties. I appreciate it. Okay. See what this chest has. And a skull necklace. Okay. Okay, in that case, we are going to do a completely different reroute that you would probably not expect. All right. Yo, thank you so much, Blue, for the massive raid. Welcome, everybody. Today, we're doing a Wind Waker Randomizer. I am doing this fully commentated, explaining how, you know, I try and do the most optimal randomizer possible. And hopefully, we can be able to do this under 2 hours. This is all live right now, so hope you will enjoy. We're going to try and go this as fast as possible. So I'm kind of explaining my logic behind all my decisions, the strats that I'm doing, and stuff like that. So I hope you will enjoy. Anyways, let's go back up here. So right here, I'm going up here. You see, so right here, there's a war pot. These war pots are added in the randomizer as shortcuts in between all of the dungeons, meaning that if I go to, for example, Dragon Roost, I'll be able to go back quicker to Forbidden Woods by entering that right there, that warp right there. So that's why I wanted to unlock that. And then we're going to go back. So we're going to go here. Now, there isn't any reason for me to wait to kill the boss. So before we leave, actually, believe it or not, I'm going to kill the boss. That's why I wanted to open these war pots and do these strange kind of an order. It might look like I'm kind of all over the place. I sort of am, but it all has a reason. So we're going to go here. Now, normally you would need to have the boomerang to do this. However, the bow and arrow and the hookshot is plenty to get this down. So we are going to shoot these vines down. I'm going to try and go to the side. You want to try and line up as many of them as possible here. So, you know, like you get multiple in one shot. His arms are coming down, so I need to move. Ouch. Ugh. Okay, and now as long as I do perfect spin attacks. That's bad. Uh-oh, I missed the first one. He's like 1 damage away from being killed. Before I actually do it again, let me pick up a heart so I don't get 1 hit. Okay, I can technically do this, but this is going to be really sketchy now. This is really sketchy because I'm going to have to use the hookshot now, which is a lot slower. I might have to come back now. Uh-oh. What? If you don't know why I'm saying I might not have time, it's because if you take too long, he starts re-grabbing the ceiling. Okay, I did it. Okay. Whew. He was actually 1 hit away. That's so sad. All right, well, we did it. Okay. At least we got through it. Okay. So we were able to check most of the locations there, and we got a second Triforce piece right there. So at least we got through it. We'll take it. The reason I wanted, by the way, to complete this before I left was because it's quicker to leave this way. Because this takes me back to the overworld instead of having to leave the dungeon and doing a save and quit. So this is just the fastest way to leave Forsaken Fortress right now. For Forbidden Woods. I can't talk. All right. Now, thankfully, with the items that we have, we will be able to go down to the bottom right corner of the ocean like I originally intended at the start of this randomizer, and I will be able to do those checks right now, so that is good. I'm going to do a quick save and quit right here, just a little bit faster than running. I'm going to reload the save file. I think also I should get a letter here from beating this dungeon. Yep. Okay. So this should be from Orca. Yep. Okay. And Orca gives us a piece of heart. Thanks for the love, buddy. Okay. All right. So let's head to the bottom right like we originally intended. No, chat, we are not doing Orca 500 hits. There is no chance. That alone would take 10 minutes. All right, I did lose a little bit of time there in that dungeon. You can see that I'm starting to fall off of my... I started to fall off of my quick ratio. I'm at 34 locations checked right now with 34 minutes in. So we're still just barely keeping up 1 check per minute, but it is starting to go down. So hopefully we can keep this up. I'm going to get storage right here. This storage here is not necessary, by the way. I'm going to do it just to save time. However, because I already have the DQ leaf, I can technically open this next chest up normally and skip any glitches here, but it's just a little bit faster to do it this way. And you're going to see why. So normally I would have to go up here, pick up this chest, then go back up here, burn that barricade right there on the right, and then fly across. But by storing this chest right here, not only do I get the item, but I can walk up this tree, and then I can jump out of bounds in between these seams, land in the portal, and go out of bounds. I don't know what item I got just yet. I will have to pause my game and look at the main menu. That's what happens when you get storage. And I'm going to be doing the same thing here. So I'm going to store this chest. If you don't know, when you store a chest, it changes your collision, if you're wondering. Long story short, because I've explained it plenty of times in my speedrun explained. You know, whenever you do an opening chest, you know, Link, like, leans into the chest and does the do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do, you know? To be able to perform that animation, what the game developers did is they shrink Link's hitbox temporarily during the animation so he can perform it, and then it resets him back to normal collision right when the cutscene is done. However, by interrupting that with that glitch called storage, I am able to maintain the weird collision that the game would normally apply, which is why I'm able to do things like this. Cool. And like I said, whenever you store a chest, you still get the item, you just don't see it when you pick it up. Instead, you get it when you go through a loading zone. So, right here, once I get this item here, I'm going to open up my menu and see if I got any new items. And hopefully we got something good out of these 3 checks. That is a Moblin letter, okay. And then let's see, what do we get? We got magic armor from 1. And I think that's it. Okay, unfortunate. That's okay, okay. Well, magic armor. Unfortunate. Okay, in that case, we need to start planning now. So, where do we want to go now? I will want to go to Mother and Child Isle quickly. Mother and Child Isle will have 1 super quick item check, and I can pick up a fairy in my bottle, so if I do decide to save Grandma, I already have the fairy. And the freestanding chest right here is also a super quick to check. If I don't get a good item that opens anything up for me right here, then I'm going to start having to do some meh decisions. Tingle statue, okay, I wonder if... I really wonder... Interesting. Anyways, let's head over to Windfall quickly and do the night checks. So I have 1 for lighting up the lighthouse and 1 for the transparent chest. I also have 1 for following Mila along, which I can now combine with the 3 that I have. So, because I now have multiple things to do at night, this is the perfect time, and this is why I waited for the last check. So Mila is, if you don't know, one of the slowest checks in the randomizer. It is an auto-scroller, and it takes about 3 minutes. You basically start the quest, and she runs a full lap around Windfall. Normally, you would follow her around, but there's no need to. She just follows the same path anyways. And normally, like I said, it would just lose you a lot of time to do this. But right now, I have things I can do, like I can start this, and I can have it start spinning around. So at least I have some things that I can do while it's going around. Unfortunately, I just noticed I don't have any arrows. This is actually really bad. Crap. I forgot about that. Okay, so I'm going to start the windmill. And then I'm going to have to go and pick up some arrows quickly, which I should be able to get from the grass behind the hut where one of the kids hide. So I'm going to go over here. If I don't get an RNG-based drop from them over here, I will have to enter Beetle, but I have to do that later. Because entering Beetle right now would reset Mila on her quest. Okay, we got some arrows. Nice. All right, 2 arrow drops. Not bad. Okay. That's what we wanted. Now Mila should be coming around here any second now. And you don't, to do it optimally, by the way, if you crawl against this railing right here, when she shows up right here, you can just target her through the wall and get the quest to complete. So we're going to wait right here. And then we talk to her. Beautiful. Okay. Now we get this quest, and then we can shoot the lighthouse. Ooh, okay, Din's Pearl. Okay, that gives us access to Tower of the Gods. The only main item I want to get now is bombs. I didn't get bombs earlier, right now. Okay, so the only item we need now is bombs. Once we get bombs, we will be able to do pretty much all of Tower of the Gods, actually, right? Yeah, we can do all of it, because I have the bow and arrows. So, yeah, now all we need really is just the bombs. I did get a big bomb bag. Unfortunately, I click it off, but big bomb bag does not help us. It doesn't give you bombs if you didn't already have it, sadly. All right. You also don't actually have to hit the hole, by the way. If you just shoot the side, if you get a little bit lucky with how the fire goes and flings off to the side, it will hit the lighthouse. Thank you. There we go. This would be a very fast and easy Legend of Zelda game to beat if you started with the Wind Waker light arrows, yes, since it pretty much one-hits every enemy except for bosses. Okay. So we get 2 item checks right here. Joy Pendant. Bombs is not progressive. No. So the bags are the 60 and the 90, but the bombs themselves is an item and it's not. Otherwise, it would just be kind of too easy, because that means that bombs would have 3 separate checks. What? How did that miss? It had the thingy. I just pressed A because I assumed it worked. Weird. Okay, note to mom. Okay, we're getting a lot of letters. Unfortunately, there's no way to check them. Okay, unfortunate. In that case, we have to start doing some slower checks. So we're gonna have to go to Dragon Roost right now. And we're gonna have to do a few slower checks. I might have to enter Dragon Roost itself, honestly. There is the Wind Shrine right now on the outside. And then after that, I think I just have to enter Dragon Roost. I would have preferred to wait until I got the grappling hook, but there's really nothing else I can do. Hi, Eric. Nice to see you. All right, so let's go here and let's check this out, the Wind Shrine. Okay, so unless we get a really good item here, we're going to go to Dragon Roost. It will require us to do a 2-trip, but at least I can open up the shortcut warp to Forbidden Woods, so we won't lose too much time. Bombs. Okay. That means an immediate reroute. So we got bombs. So that means we are going to not do Dragon Roost. Perfect. Okay. So that means I can go for a more optimal route here. Beautiful. So that means we will want to go for Tower of the Gods. So I'll explain right now why I would rather go for Tower of the Gods than Dragon Roost. So I can do both dungeons right now. However, if you were to look at my items I have right now, if you think about Tower of the Gods as a dungeon, none of the items that I can get would make the dungeon itself faster. Grappling hook would just be convenient, not make it faster. If I were to get the boomerang, would not make an impact. If I got command melody, it would benefit me if I were to be a casual. I am not. I am no way going to be following around the statues intended, right? I do bridge skip. And because I'm doing bridge skip, there is no advantage to having command melody. So because of that, there is really no items I can get that speeds the dungeon up. Now, if we look at Dragon Roost, on the other hand, Dragon Roost is significantly slower to go through without the grappling hook. So that's why, even though both dungeons seems like a good option, they are not equal. I'm also going to make a decision right here. So there is an item check at the start here of Tower of the Gods on the right side here. I'm going to choose to not check it. It is the slowest item check in all of Tower of the Gods, the one on the right there. And it doesn't save or lose any time if you check it first or if you check it last. So I'm going to choose purposely to not check that item location right now and hope that I am missing either a small key or a map or a compass when I get to the end of the dungeon. Because if that happens, then I can completely skip that room on the left and never have to do it, which would be very, very convenient. The most common item that it is a small key, by the way, because you have to find a small key somewhere here on the first floor. So if none of these next three chests has a small key, then it means that that chest that I'm skipping had the small key. But thankfully, with floor 1 skip, which is a glitch I'm about to perform soon, it makes the small key irrelevant. But we'll see. All right, so let's check this out. The boss key. Okay, that's nice. You do actually have to get the boss key in this game. And then don't be a small key. Damn it. Okay. So that means there is a chance I might have to check that small chest later on, but that's okay. Okay. We're going to save and quit because it's faster. So we're going to go around here. Then we're going to go here. We're going to swim up. And then we're going to do this skip here. So, floor 1 skip. We need bombs and leaf. Drop a bomb, go in between the bomb and the wall, go up. Ooh, okay, I failed the leaf pump, but thankfully that's fine, because if you land here, when the water goes back up, you will be pushed into the corridor. That was scary. Anyways, yeah, you can clip out of bounds by going in between the bomb and the wall, and if you then go towards the bomb is like, whoa, 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 you can't go inside of an object, so it pushes you in the opposite direction. But what the game doesn't know is the opposite direction is through a wall. So we kind of tricked the game, it pushes us out of bounds, and then we're good to go. We're gonna go here. Okay. Okay, beautiful. Up here, by the way, there is a additional little pod right here. So I'm gonna explode this. This is a shortcut. So do you remember earlier how I said that the only thing that was stopping me from continuing to progress through Forbidden Woods was not having bombs or the boomerang? Well, now when I do... Wait, actually, I want the grappling hook before I do this. Actually, I'm going to wait a little bit to see if I can find the grappling hook before I do this. Slight 20-second loss here doing this, but that's fine. I can get through almost all of this without the grappling hook, but it is way better if I have the grappling hook, actually. So let me wait a little bit. If I find the grappling hook at any point throughout Tower of the Gods, I'm instantly entering that, though. Because I do want to get done with Forbidden Wood so that it's not, like, hanging over my shoulders. Because I want to make sure I can complete it. It is a little bit unfortunate that one of the required dungeons to beat is Tower of the Gods, by the way. It is one of the slowest dungeons to do. It's kind of just an auto-scroller, to be honest with you, like a very fancy one. Like, there's not much I can do here. So I do kind of just have to go through it. By the way, chat, while I have a little bit of downtime here, do you guys have any questions in relation to the randomizer that I forgot to mention or explain? Okay, nap, unfortunate. Grandma question mark? Listen, chat, okay? If we have to, we'll save Grandma, I promise you. Doing good? Awesome, okay. Who made it? Well, who made the randomizer? A lot of different community members. People always ask me, like, how you get access to randomizers, and my answer will always be the same, which is Google. Literally just Google it. It will probably be the top response, and if not, it's probably the second top one. So there is only logic-based randomizers for Wind Waker. It's not like Ocarina of Time where there are so many glitches that there is even an option for no logic. But just because there is logic doesn't mean you can't break it if you don't want to. So an easy example would be right here. I will soon be able to start breaking logic because let me click through all the ones I've done here. Anyways. I'm about to break logic actually right now because I'm not supposed to be able to do the last part of the dungeon without command melody, but it's really easy to skip command melody in this game, so I'm not going to use it. So technically it is breaking logic, but it's like I said, a minor one where it's only one minor item. Unless I guess I get the command melody from like one of these next two checks. Okay. Triforce piece, okay. So that is 2 random ones and 1 from a dungeon, meaning we need 2 more overworld Triforce pieces. Beautiful, okay. As you can see, by the way, right here, this is one of the rooms that requires the grappling hook, but it's really easy to skip because you can just leaf across. That's why I'm saying that, like, it doesn't lose time to not have the grappling hook for Tower of the Gods. All right, very nice. Okay, right here, I do the setup right here to get past this pillar, and this lets us do the skip right there. Okay. Maisie, there are some good ones. I would work on 1 or 2 that is the random one on the left too for thumbnail test. All right. Okay, let's open this chest up. What do we get? Treasure chart. Not that fast. Not that good. Okay. Oh, yeah. If you're wondering how I did that so fast, by the way, I didn't really explain that. So Wind Waker cannot keep track of 2 health bars at once. So how that works right there is that that boss only has, or that mini boss only has 1 health bar. And how it's programmed to work is there's one health bar. Once you knock down the pillar or the armor, it resets his health bar. Does that make sense? So imagine there's a health bar with like 20 hearts, right? Like 20 health. And it works on the armor. And then once the armor breaks, it resets it back to 20. So the armor has 20 hearts of damage, and 20 hearts, and then he has 20 hearts. But what you can do to make it like really quick is deal like 17. It's not, I don't know if it's actually 20. That's just a random number I'm picking, but like for example's sake, right? So what you do is you deal the max amount of damage to the armor, but one hit away from actually breaking it. Then you parry him to knock the armor off so you don't actually break it. That means that the game never runs the script to reset his health bar, meaning that you only have to actually hit him himself one time for him to die. So it's a really clever use of abusing the intended mechanic there. Because usually, you know, a casual would not notice that because they would fight him and they would either A, just knock off the armor, or B, they would just, you know, break the armor and then fight him. So yeah, so we deal the most amount of damage to knock the armor off instead of breaking it. The health bar never resets. That's a quick kill. No, there's no fast strat for Orc at 999 hits. Okay, unfortunately, by the way, chat, what this means is, unless I don't... There's 2 chests in this next room. If I don't find a small key, we can skip the first floor. If we do find a small key here, we have to do the first room in Tower of the Gods. So we'll see what happens. Please don't be a small key. Delivery bag, okay. Okay, so here we go. Let's pray this is not a small key. Because if it's not a small key, that means we can skip one chest because I waited to do it, which would be very convenient. Okay. Please don't be a small key. Nice! And the grappling hook. Perfect. Okay, the gamba paid off. Okay, so because we got the grappling hook, that means that we can now do all of Dragon Roost, and we can also do a quick Forbidden Woods. That is huge. Okay, so I'm very glad now that I decided to wait. So now, A, we got the other dungeons unlocked, and B, that also means we can skip the first item check in the dungeon. Because remember, normally you would need 2 small keys to make it here. One is used here, and one is at the start of the dungeon. So that guarantees that the one chest that we skipped in the first floor is skippable, because it's a small key that we skipped thanks to floor 1 skip. So that is a really good find. Nice. Okay. Okay. Damn it, he didn't instantly die. Okay. Go here, go here. Jump up here. Let's bring this statue to the middle room. All right, and there we go. There's all of Tower of the Gods. The worst dungeon in the game, in my opinion, has been completed. As a casual, it's an okay dungeon, but as a speedrunner, it's so boring because, like, there is no real main strats you can do to speed it up that much. All right, in that case, that means I can click off the first item because I know it's bad. And the next items, I'm going to click them off immediately, which is Big Key Chest and Godin, because we're about to do that. So there we go. Yeah, exactly. It's just such a linear dungeon. Like, I'm okay with linear dungeons. I actually prefer it over, like, the fully open dungeons, but this is too linear. Like, it's even too linear for me. And I'm kind of basic. All right. You can now carry arrows. Thank you. Ouch. Okay, and there we go. Time to fight the final boss for Tower of the Gods, and then we can move on. Beautiful, okay. Also, I forgot we got the quiver, so we actually have 60 arrows. Beautiful one cycle. Okay, so you can just barely get a one cycle on Godin if you have perfectly timed arrows and he doesn't move too much to the left or right. So that is actually a really good luck in terms of his movement right there. You can increase the chance of being able to get a one cycle by like having him against the wall, but there is never any guarantee, so you have to rely a little bit of luck no matter what you do. You predict I'm gonna get a Triforce piece from Godin. What a crazy prediction, Chad. And 2 one cycles. Perfect fight. Beautiful. You can see right there because I got him stuck in the corner. We were able to do that really fast. Okay. Dude, this is awesome. Okay. This is awesome. Okay. All right. So, where do we want to go next? Where do we want to go next, Chad? Where do we want to go next? Let's think here. I think the fastest thing to do right now would just honestly be to rush for the next dungeon. So I think what we want to do, because there's nothing stopping us now, is we want to go top right. We want to enter Dragon Roost. We will start the Dragon Roost Cavern. We are going to enter the shortcut that's in between Dragon Roost and Forbidden Woods. Complete Forbidden Woods, because we got the grappling hook. Then go back and actually complete Dragon Roost. So we're kind of do 2 dungeons in one. It's a little bit confusing, but it would be the fastest way to do this. So, can I equip the Hookshot and the Sail? Should also be some letters now for us to get, I think. Yep. Okay. So now we can Hookshot this mailbox here. And then, is there any letters for us to send out? Moblin letter, no. But note to mom, you do want to send. So I'm going to send note to mom before I forget. Okay. And then bombs. Oh, yeah, okay. What do we get? Another Tingle statue. Okay. I definitely want to go and check out Tingle Island the second I get the 5th statue. It seems very sus that we keep getting those items. Because we started getting those items from literally right at the beginning. Like, very, very start of the randomizer, we started getting those. So they are very dominant of an item check. Like, think about it, okay? Here's why, by the way, if you're wondering, like, why are you so, like, fixated on that? Let me put it this way. There are 4 checks for the sword. There are 5 checks for Tingle. I have gotten 1 sword check, but I've gotten 4 out of 5 Tingles. Do you kind of see what I mean now? Because you might think, like, why are you reading into this at all, right? That you have 4 Tingle statues? Like, why would it mean anything? But does it make sense when I say, like, the locations that it has put those 4 in is crazy, because it would be the equivalent of if I had, like, the last upgraded Master Sword right now. That's how frequent the ratio of getting those have been so far, which is why I want to check them out. All right. Anyways. We're going to get these first 3 checks right here. Dragon Roost small key, okay. All right. Okay, I'm gonna do this a little bit out of order because I have bombs and it's a little bit faster. So I'm going to break this rock right here. And then we are going to go kind of backwards right here. So we're gonna drop this bomb right here. I'm gonna drop this bomb right here. Get this chest. All right. I really should do a Hollow Knight randomizer at some point. If there's any interest in me ever checking out a Hollow Knight randomizer or maybe making a video on it, let me know, because I love the game of Hollow Knight. So if people actually would be interested in that, because it's very different from Zelda, then like let me know. I would love that, because I think Hollow Knight is a fantastic game. So I'd be totally down for doing that if anyone wants to. Okay, I'm gonna enter this warp pod now to go to Forbidden Woods. Well, it seems like Twitch chat would be interested. Let me know in the comment section on YouTube. If you guys want to, I'll do one, and I'll gladly make it a highlight video on the YouTube channel. So you guys let me know. Anyways, let's go over here. Yo, thank you, Azer. And good job on the most recent tasks, by the way. Heard you were a part of it. Okay. Anyways, now we're in Forbidden Woods. So let's complete the last checks that we have. So I don't have the boomerang yet, but I can still get down to the basement really easily. I can't technically shoot it down, but it's easier to just clip out of bounds. So I'm gonna clip out of bounds right here. Then I'm gonna fall all the way down here. Then I'm going to swim back, take out the leaf, and then we're going to leaf back into the map here. Is there any magic here? Nope. Okay, it's fine. All right, and then there's a couple of chests that we can get here. The reason I want to go down to the bottom right here, if you're wondering, by the way, is because the small key to access the top portion of this dungeon has to be down here, because these are the only item checks left. So that's why I want to go down here. Okay, let's go here. Okay. And there is the small key. Okay. I'm not leaving yet. There is still a boss key chest that I want to check out just in case. But then we can go to the top floor now and finally do the final item checks. So let's activate these. Need to get some magic right here. I'm going to do a small speedrun strat right here. Normally, you would cut this thing down right here and go around it. I can, by the way. There's nothing stopping me. I have the leaf to blow it around. But it's just faster to leaf here. You can leaf inside the corridor, by the way, but it's very precise and it's easy to be knocked down by these octos right here. So I'm just going to leaf above them right there. Then you can actually do a skip right here if you have the Hookshot, in case you don't know. This is very easy to do in a randomizer. So by just walking forward here and then taking out the Hookshot, I can Hookshot underneath the door, get to the chest, open it up, and there's the Master Sword. Okay, so now we can finally do Forsaken Fortress. So every single dungeon that has a Triforce piece at the end is now completely accessible to us. That was the only thing that was missing from beating Forsaken Fortress. Beautiful, okay. All right. You've never seen that Hookshot strat in your life? That's crazy. That's awesome. I actually found that, believe it or not, I found that Hookshot strat all the way back in 2016 summer, I found that strat because I was playing around with item sliding the summer it was first originally found. And at the time, we had to get that boss key, and there was an item slide clip into that chamber, and I was doing it on a completed file, and I was doing it with the hookshot, and I randomly saw the target when I was walking into the room and I was walking forward, and I was like, wait a second. And I tried it and it worked. And then all like way later when we, when Randomizer started coming out, I started to implement it. There's the mini boss, and I'll just click off the other last checks. There's 2 more checks I haven't done yet that are outside, but I'm just clicking them off right now so it's easy. You can see, by the way, right now I've done 65 checks, and I am 69 minutes in. Nice. That was unintended. But anyways, once I get these next 2 checks, I'll probably be like 71 minutes in, so we're still almost keeping up with 1 check per minute, which is really good. And by hopefully doing these optimized checks that I'm still doing, not only will we keep up the tempo, but we'll hopefully be able to skip some locations, which should hopefully give us an opportunity at a sub 2. But we'll see how it goes. Okay, now let's go to the top of this floor right here. Okay. Damn it. That would have been cool. Oh, whatever. We can wait a cycle, Chad. We can wait a cycle. Okay. Wind God lyrics. Okay. Don't really need that, but that's okay. All right, and here's the last check, by the way, for the... Here's going to be the last check in the dungeon. So after we're done with this check here, we will officially be done. So let's check it out. Last Tingle statue. Okay. Whenever I am done with this dungeon, Chad, we are immediately going to go to Tingle Island. I have been suspicious of Tingle from like minute 1 because we got so many at the start. The fact that we have gotten so many Tingle, I don't think is a coincidence. So we definitely want to go to Tingle immediately when we're done with these dungeons. All right, but anyways, now when we're done here, I'm going to roll all the way back and we're going to go to the shortcut to get back to Dragon Roost. I love, by the way, these shortcuts that were added in the randos. I think they're a really cool addition. It just makes it a little bit more freedom. It gives you a little bit more freedom when it comes to the routing. So it's a really cool addition. It will take me to Tower of the Gods, so I will have to jump back in the pod a second time, but that's fine. Still faster than going all the way around in the overworld. If you wonder, by the way, if you do a randomizers yourself, there are 2 sets of pots in like a cycle. So you have the first 3 dungeons, so Dragon Roost, Forbidden Woods, and Tower of the Gods. Those 3 are linked. And then there's a second pool, 3 linked. Those 3 that are linked are Forsaken Fortress 2, Earth Temple, and Wind Temple. If you ever want to do this yourself. Thankfully, though, we don't really need to do that second pool because things go our way. We don't have to do those last 2 dungeons. Anyway, so while I'm over here, I'm going to quickly now do this boss key check. Swing back here. We're gonna go to the right. Okay, Dragon Roost small key. All right, and now we can start going through the dungeon somewhat normally here, so let's do it. All right. Now we can just rush through the dungeon the way that it is intended. All right, so let's go over here. I can use the grappling hook to get across here, but I don't really have to. I can just leave. It's a little bit faster. Let's open up this chest right here. Let's see what we get. Map. Fortunate. Okay, so most likely I'm going to have to check all the items here, but that's okay. Now, if this was a key sanity, where did the stick go? Where did the stick go? I didn't see where it went. If this was a key sanity randomizer, meaning that the small keys were not in their original dungeons, then I would be trying to do some glitches to go backwards so I can go through every door with one small key. But since that is not the case in tournament rules, because those are not part of standard randomizer rules, those are actually part of, like, additional rules and bonus settings. I don't have to worry about that because I'm guaranteed to get a small key in this next room, because otherwise, like, you just couldn't progress. So we will be fine with that. He actually saved me some time. I didn't have to do the throwing animation because the second I picked up that rock, he instantly hit me, so I dropped the big boulder. That was awesome. Thank you for the small time save. That was a common bird W. Oh, yeah. Boomerang, okay. Linkus, did you react to the Pokemon news? I did not react to the Pokemon news. I watched it, though. My thoughts and opinions, for people who really like the fighting and the combat side of Pokemon, I think that the idea of having both games and the mobile app seems like a really cool thing. Personally, I'm the type of Pokemon player, please don't judge me, Twitch and YouTube, where I like to train my starter Pokemon and I like to mash A. Okay? I'm gonna be honest. I've never been super into competitive Pokemon. I like shiny Pokemon. I like fancy Pokemon. But I like to just take my starter, level them up like crazy, and then kind of just tap A. I kind of just like to kind of just go for one really strong Pokemon. Maybe at most two. So I've never been that focused like on... My favorite parts about Pokemon games is getting like a complete Pokedex. Getting the shiny charm, sometimes shiny hunting. Getting through the main story, getting the legendaries. Never just care that much about the combat as much, so... I mean, if you ask me, like, what is Fairy weak against, I can't even tell you on the top of my head, like, straight up. So, yeah, that being said, I think it's a really cool thing, but I'm not that interested in it. I'm not, like, I want to make that clear because I'm not trying to downplay that that's not cool. That doesn't interest me that much. When it comes to the new Pokemon game, Pokemon, what is it called? Z, right? Whatever. Pokemon, the new Pokemon game. We finally got a gameplay trailer for it. Yeah, ZA. My thoughts on a new Pokemon game is... It looks way better than Scarlet and Violet. It doesn't look like a 240p Nintendo 64 game running at 20 frames per second. Which is awesome. So I will say that looks awesome. I'm going to buy it and I'm going to try it. That being said, as one note though I want to mention, I like the traditional formula. I hope that it's going to be fun, but after playing Legends of Arceus and after playing Scarlet and Violet, I'm going to be honest, I'm already kind of tired of not going in traditional Pokemon battles. I'm just not as huge of a fan of just everything being part of the overworld. And not going in a traditional battle, but fighting them kind of like openly like you do. I think that my favorite formula of any Pokemon game that has ever come out was, and don't get mad at me for this, Chad, I think my favorite is honestly similar to Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. I'm not saying the catching mechanic. I would prefer traditional catching mechanics, but I just more mean like the Pokemon spawn in the overworld, but the rest of the gameplay is traditional. That's my favorite. I think they did a perfect, like, yes, I know some people don't like the catching mechanic. I'm not arguing that. I just mean like the graphics I thought were beautiful. I love the graphics of Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. I really liked that the Pokemon spawn in the overworld. I liked that you could see if they were shiny, but if you walk up to them, you still enter a traditional Pokemon battle. That is my favorite one that they have gone for in the past few years. Like, that is my favorite way they've handled Pokemon. So I would love for them to kind of do Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, but they do traditional fights for everything instead of just the gyms. Exactly. I like turn-based. I mean, to be honest, also, I didn't mind the Pokeball catching of Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. If they did that again, I would still be happy. Ooh, another Triforce piece. Anyways, so that's my take. To get back to Wind Waker and to finish off this conversation, long story short for anyone who's watching this, I will be playing the new Pokemon game. I will be shiny hunting on it. I will do a full playthrough once it comes out on Twitch. It will be super fun. Stay tuned for it. I'm excited to play the new Pokemon game. But I was so let down by Scarlet and Violet that I'm not getting ahead of myself this time, okay? I was so let down by Scarlet and Violet that I have to play the game to be proven wrong, okay? Because Scarlet and Violet hurt me. So I'm gonna hold back on my opinion until I've played it. Ooh, another Master Sword upgrade. Okay. Anyways, that is the entire Dragon Roost completed. All right, this is good. All right, so now when we checked out all of Dragon Roost and we did all of Forbidden Woods, we are now going to be doing this. This should give us the 6th Triforce piece. We should also get a 7th one from beating Helm Rock, meaning we still are missing one random Triforce shard. So let's start planning out the route for what I want to do after beating Dragon Roost, okay? So we're going to beat Dragon Roost. We will get a Triforce piece here from Goma. Then when we get to the overworld, okay. Here's the route we'll do, okay? We'll immediately go to Tingle. I almost forgot. We're gonna go Tingle because the whole seed has constantly been showing us Tingle, 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 Tingle. So I want to go to Tingle. I am guessing, most likely, because Tingle has been such a major check this whole rando, we'll probably get something that leads to an important check. Maybe like the Picto Box, which would give us a lot of item checks. That's my prediction. Maybe the Picto Box, maybe Command Melody, since I was supposed to get that and I didn't. So I think something along those lines, or Spoil Spag. It could also be Light Arrows, I'm not sure. But it's probably going to be something important. So yeah, probably an Arrow upgrade, Command Melody, or Picto Box. Maybe Sword and Triforce, but we'll see. But yeah, I'm hoping / assuming Tingle will be something good. After we have done Tingle, we will go to Forsaken Fortress, and we will do Phantom Ganon and Helm Rock. And then after that, we will see where we decide to go, but depending on the items we get. So this should be our 6th piece. Because we are still missing we're still missing a few items. We're missing a sword, we're missing a bow, we're missing a couple of items. Okay, let's see what we want to do. Okay. Anyways, there's the cheese. 2 pieces left. So let's go Tingle, and let's go Forsaken Fortress. And then, depending on what items we get, we will decide where we go after that. And I will try and just do the most optimal overall checks possible after that. There's also some mail that we can get that's pretty quick as well, so... We're definitely not out of, like, quick checks yet, but they will be slowing down a bit soon. All right. Chad, what do you think the Tingle check will be? Imagine it's actually nothing good and I've been misreading it this whole time. It just feels like it has to be something good because we've gotten Tingle from the first minute. So if the logic does not include Tingle as an important item, I'll just be very surprised. I should clarify, by the way, the first item we get will be rupees, then we will get the actual item. All right, let's see. What do we get? What is the item? We are getting a Triforce piece. Okay. Does not lead to more item checks, but it is a necessary item, so we'll gladly take that. More cheese is good. That means we officially will get the full Triforce because we're guaranteed a Triforce piece from Helm Rock. So we are about to get the full Triforce. That's really good, which means the only items we're missing to beat this rando right now is the light arrows and the fully charged Master Sword. So we're missing 2 items now. In an hour and 24 minutes. Not bad. All right. That's it. Is Phantom Ganon done? All right. I want to start planning out already what the best optimal route will be. So since you guys don't know the locations that are remaining, the lowest priority will be the 2 remaining dungeons. Like Earth Temple and Wind Temple. Don't want to check those out unless it's literally no checks left. So I want to try and plan for the overworld checks right now. Purple rupees, okay. So that means that we're going to get the Triforce piece from Helm Rock since it's guaranteed. But that means that we have nothing else really to get, so... first things first, by the way, right here, you can do a strat, if I don't fail it, where you can skip going around Forsaken Fortress. So you fly with a straight angle towards the staircase, and then you press A to let go. You can grab it while you're falling. And then you can enter it. Okay, so let's think here. Okay, I'm going to say all the locations that are available in the overworld right now out loud so that you guys can, since you guys don't know the map. So, we have Ice Ring for Fire and Ice Arrows. That one is actually not that terrible of a check because in theory, we did get Fire and Ice Arrows early. There is Cabana Deed, which is 2 checks, and those are also pretty fast, so that would be a good check as well. We got Bomb Isle. Bomb Isle is a really slow check, and I would prefer not doing it. We got Fire Mountain. Another check that got unlocked from Fire and Ice Arrows being obtained. So, it is another check that I could do. Then, we got... I forgot to click off Tingle. We got Tingle. Then at the top of the ocean, at the very, very top, we got 3 locations of Windfall, which is Maggie's delivery reward, because we got the Moblin letter. We got a trading quest, because we have the delivery bag. And we got the Postman, which is part of Maggie. Okay. Okay, I think I have a route planned out. That would be the most optimal overall checks. I want to avoid... So I'll explain my logic right now, actually. I promised I was going to explain my logic, so it's easier to follow along. So let me explain my logic right now for my decisions. Before I start explaining that, by the way, just a quick heads up in case you have not watched the randomizer before and you'll be really confused about what I'm about to do right here. I'm going to do a quick strat to kill Helm Rock. So, I never marked off quicker, thank you. So, to take down Helm Rock quicker, I am going to take out the Wind Waker right here. And I'm going to get storage. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump into the tower while the fight is starting. Once the fight has started, I'm going to go on top of the jail cell. Helm Rock is going to fly down and land inside of the tower. But because I'm at a higher level, he can't reach me, which will let me attack him back to back to back and pretty much do an instant kill. Either way, while this is happening, let me explain my thought process behind all the checks we have left. Oh yeah, we also had Island of Steel. Okay. So for the fastest possible overall checks right now, I want to minimize the amount of time that we have to spend warping and that we have to spend sailing around. That's a very slow thing in Wind Waker. I'm sure if you play the game, you will know. So what I think I want to do to optimize this as much as possible would be to go to either the top of the map or the bottom right. The top of the map has Windfall, Pawprint, and Crescent Moon. The bottom has Cabana Deed, Bomb Isle, Ice Ring, and Angular Island. Angular Island cannot be completed yet without the Mirror Shield. Meaning if I go to the bottom of the map, I have to skip that one island, and if I then later find the Mirror Shield, I have to backtrack. Does that make sense? So the bottom has a chance to require backtracking, while the top of the map does not. So due to that logic of avoiding backtracking to be more optimal, I'm going to do the top. Because there's nothing at the top that will require backtracking. So that is the last Triforce piece, by the way. We officially can enter Hyrule now. Ooh, that also means it's even better to do the bottom later, because if I do the bottom now, I could also check the Massasaur chamber, which we just got unlocked. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go to the top. We're gonna go to Windfall. We're gonna do the 3 checks right there. So we're going to, and it's also good because that means if I have to go down to the bottom, I already have the trading. So we're going to go Windfall. I'm going to do Maggie Delivery Reward, and I'm going to do the Postman Quest. I'm going to pick up the flower as well from the shop. And then head on our way. Beautiful. Okay, so get the letters. I'm going to deliver Maggie's letter here. This is going to activate the quest with the postman. There we go. And then I can also, while I'm here and activating this quest, give the letter. Normally, if you haven't played the game casually, by the way, you get Maggie's letter, you send the letter, he comes with the Moblin letter. The dad shoves him away because he doesn't want the letter to be delivered, and then you talk to him in the mail, in the bar. He gives you the letter, and then you deliver it to Maggie. But since I already have the letter, since it's a randomizer, I can just do this in one trip. So it's really optimal. We're gonna click those 2 checks off. What do we get? Big bomb bag. Well, at least we'll never run out. Okay. Okay. Then we should... Oops. Okay, then I'm gonna make a day right now because I want to pick up the letter here. So there is. Remember how I said earlier that this randomizer does not include the long trading quest with the Gorons? It includes the halfway point one. So there is one where if you trade 2 flowers, you get an item from him. This is normally where you get the magic armor. So that is included. It's just not the whole thing. So that's why I want to pick this flower up here. That's also why it's good to do the top first, because it means I might have to come back anyways. There's no way I could do this in one trip. So it's pretty optimal to do top first. Okay. Picto Box. Okay. Beautiful. Okay. That actually gives us a couple of more checks here that we can get. I cannot do one of them, though, which is the Miss Marie Windfall picture. That's actually good, though. In that case... okay, I want to try and be optimal. I'm going to talk to the Picto Box guy, which unlocks the door at the top. I'm going to go and follow my original route and see if I can get the deluxe Picto Box, because that means I don't have to go through this twice. But that is the more item checks we just got, which is really good. So we're going to activate this quest, but we're going to hold off on it just a little bit to see if we get the deluxe Picto Box. I also got some letters. Let's check those out. Okay. Also, I hope you guys actually are enjoying it. I'm really trying to explain my logic behind all my decisions. I'm hoping that it's kind of interesting to hear some of the insight into what goes into the thought process of it. Okay. We're going to go through this. Ariel. This part. Okay. And then the last letter should be from Beto's mother. Pear. Okay. Okay, then let's go here. Here's one of the only backtracking sequences that... This is the first backtracking I actually have to do in this whole randomizer, which is really good. That should show that we've been doing some pretty good routing. The first backtracking we have to do here is paw print. Normally, I wouldn't want to come back, but it's a pretty quick check, all things considered, and it's right next to Crescent Moon. Crescent Moon is the next check I want to do, which is all the way up there. So it's only one coordinate away. So... it's just a really convenient thing to check this. Okay. Okay. So the fast sale does not normally exist on the GameCube version. It's because I'm doing a randomizer, so it has the swift sale implemented. So that is part of the randomizer. Swift sale is part of the HD version, though. So we're going to go up here. Why not super swims to go faster? Believe it or not, with the swift sale, super swimming is only faster if you go to certain islands that are really far away. Ooh, light arrows. Okay. Huge find. Okay. Okay, we're only missing one item, the Master Sword. Okay, that changes things. Okay, we gotta think. What? Okay, we gotta think. We gotta stay optimal here. Okay, so that is a huge find. Huge find. Okay, light arrows. Okay. So, okay, while we're here, let's go up Crescent Moon. Crescent Moon is a chest that's super close. So... oh, I know. I know. Chat, remember how we were going to do top and then we were going to do the bottom right? Instead of warping to Forbidden Forest Haven and then doing the bottom right, let's warp to Tower of the Gods, quickly check the Master Sword Chamber for the sword if it's vanilla. If it's not, it doesn't lose us any time to then go to Cabana Deed, which is what we're going to do anyways, because the sailing distance from Tower of the Gods is about the same as Forest Haven. I know someone in chat just said quickly, and because normally the Master Sword Chamber check is slow. It's actually not because we have the light arrows. Because the thing that makes that check slow is the combat. But with light arrows, we can instantly kill the enemies and make this a sub 1 minute check. So this is actually a really convenient one, because look, I'll show you right now on the map, right? I'm going to do this one, then I'm just going to go straight down, then we go straight down again, then we go straight down again. So we have like a 3-in-a-row check. So it's super convenient for routing right now. We don't have to sail 2 coordinates for anything. Because we do Tower of the Gods, then Cabana Deed, then we do Ice Ring, and if we get Mirror Shield, we go down again. If we don't get Mirror Shield again, we just go up right, which is still 1 coordinate to go to Bombile. So this is still only 1 coordinate of sailing. Dude, come on, let this be vanilla. It would be such a perfect end to this randomizer. By the way, earlier, you know, in the randomizer, you can have a lot of advantage trying to read the seed to make it more optimal. This is where you have to rely a little bit on luck. So I can optimize my overworld, you know, movement to remove backtracking and remove suboptimal sailing and swimming. But obviously, I have to rely on some luck when it comes to where the last item will be. But as you can see, this check is super fast with light arrows. All right, here we go. Master Sword Chamber. Please be vanilla. It would be so cool. Please be vanilla. Oh my god. Okay. We're actually done. That's go mode. That's all the items. Dude, what an ending. What an ending. Actually vanilla. That's incredible. Okay. That is awesome. Okay. Holy crap. Oh my god. Okay. That's crazy. Okay, so. Okay, sorry. I'm stun locked again. Okay, so, okay, that's all the items we need. Pure cinema, dude. I agree. Pure cinema. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay, anyways. So, that's all the items we need. That was the only item we need. So, in case you don't know the progression, right? Triforce is required to go into Hyrule. The Master Sword is required to break the barrier, and the Light Arrows is required to beat Phanton Ganon. So, that was the only thing we were missing to beat the randomizer. If we didn't have that, we still would have had a really good chance at a sub 2 though, because Cabana Deed sailing would have only taken us about 2.5 minutes for 2 checks. It would have been about 1 more minute to do Ice Ring. Depending if on the, and then the last 2 checks, Bomb Battle is about a 2-minute check. It's quite slow. The bottom, which is angular, would have been about 1 minute. So we could have gotten the next 5 checks in about 6 to 7 minutes. So this really honestly ended up working out really well. So yeah, some luck right there, but this randomizer has been so well planned. What I'm trying to say is, even with some slightly worse luck, we honestly probably still could have been on pace for sub 2. But this should definitely be a sub 2. This is a great ending. Okay. How many, I think, man. Yeah, for context, for YouTube, for full for full transparency sake, about 2 weeks ago, I think it was, I actually attempted to get a sub 2, and we ended up getting like a 201, a 202. We ended up missing sub 2 by like 1 or 2 minutes each time. Because we ended up having to do every single check. So this is very nice that I actually finally got a rando where I got to skip some checks. Because they were full clear ones. The YouTube title should be, I spent 3 hours reading the spoiler log to get sub 2 hours. I'm going to be honest with you. If I read the spoiler log, I would be embarrassed getting a 150. At my skill level, if this was a plando, it should be sub 1, dude. Like, come on. With reading the random log, this would be a sad time. If you don't know, by the way, what a plando means, if you're new to YouTube, so you can generate what's called a spoiler log, meaning that, like, let's say you're new to a randomizer and you get stuck and you thought you checked every location and you can't find it. You can go into a text file that will tell you where items are. And there is a subcategory of randomizers where you actually look at the spoiler log on purpose before starting, and you actually make a full route before you start. And then you go ahead and do the randomizer. It's called a plando because it's like a planned randomizer. So it's kind of like a fully routed out randomizer beforehand instead of on the fly. I actually have one video from a long time ago of me doing that. If you are interested, there is a video of me doing that already. Damn it. I don't remember what time we got though. I think with max settings with a plando, we ended up getting what was it, like an hour and 15 or something like that? I don't quite remember, but it was like max settings, and we still ended up getting a super fast time. So, yeah, we did that a long time ago. Fun video, though. Either way, decent first phase. I'm going to be honest, a little bit NA aim. Hopefully we get a good second or third phase. So for the second and the third phase, for second phase, there's one quick strike you can do called a Crypt Shot, where it's a frame-perfect shot when he's going up after you hit him once to get a double shot. I haven't hit it for quite a while, actually. I've really been losing my Swedish sniper skills. So let's see if we can actually hit it this time. Oh, I hit it! Okay! Beautiful! So as you can see, that was a double shot, meaning that now for the second phase, we only have to hit it one more time, so that's beautiful. There's one more shot you can do for third phase. It's called a Trog shot. It's really, really YOLO, but if you hit him and he's facing away from you, you can immediately shoot again, and you try and shoot him while he's in the middle of the air. So let's see if we can do that. Ah. Damn. All right, I tried. Unfortunately, no mid-air double shots, but that's fine. Still a fast boss, nonetheless. All right, still a really good Papa Ganon. We'll take it. All right. Right here, by the way, you can hover a little bit. If you hold R to stop swinging, but you press A and B to jump off and on the rope is so long. It takes so long before it starts to swing. You can jump up the... I went a little bit too long. You can jump up the majority of the rope. I still got the majority of the rope. Yeah, I can jump up the majority of the rope. At least we got half. I reacted pretty fast there. You have to stop, though, because eventually the rope does start to swing. There is a quick strike you can do right here, by the way. Check this out. Double target, jump slash, turn around, backflip, 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 slash, hold shield, backflip with shield in hand. Clip through the floor. That skips the grappling hook section. And then you can... Then we can get to the top. Okay. Ouch, that was a bad kick. Come on, Zelda. Okay. Okay. That's first phase. And let's do second phase, right? Oh my god, what was that kick? Thank god I got a fairy. Oh my god, I actually died against Ganon. What happened? Oh my goodness. Well, good thing we never saved Grandma, but we kept the fairy for ourselves, I guess. Sorry, Grandma, but it seems like I needed it more. Oh my god, Ganon, can you stop swinging? What is this face? So normally he just does this attack over and over again. This is a very weird fight. Strange. Okay, anyways. All right, and time. There it is, 1 hour, 47 minutes, and 11 seconds for a Wind Waker Randomizer with tournament settings. There it is. What a good randomizer. There you have it. There is a fully explained, fully commentary version of how competitive Wind Waker is done, how these tournaments work, and some of the logic behind the decisions that goes into making these. Usually, you know, I'm just having fun. I'm just talking about jokes, and I don't really explain what I'm doing. So I really hope that you enjoyed it. If you want to see more awesome content, you can obviously subscribe to today's YouTube channel. But if you want to watch VODs like this, if you really enjoy kind of behind the scenes and seeing all that goes into these things, then be sure to check out the VOD channel, which I just, you know, relaunched. There's 3 videos up already, and the frequent uploads are coming up. It will be in the description of this video. But yeah, that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. 2 more awesome videos are on the screen right now if you want to watch those. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Later, everybody. Bye-bye.